Hey everyone, this is Dana and welcome back to our 40-acre homestead here in northern Florida. So today we're going to be installing a water line, and you can see we've got that blue PEX pipe right next to us. So I'm using a plow attachment on the 3-point hitch, and we're going to go ahead and plow over a trail so I can put up a couple of hose bibs out on poles in the middle of our field. So we've got 300 feet of a 3/4 inch PEX line that we're going to install here. This is the blue PEX for domestic water use. And so we're installing water lines out here in the field because we're a couple of reasons. Well, one is the garden's going to be down front here eventually. And then we're also going to do a prescribed burn on our property. So we want to get some water to some more places to help us control the prescribed burn. Also known as controlled burn is what we used to call those in Alaska, but down here in Florida they call it a prescribed burn. And so the idea is to section off your property with some fire breaks, get some water out there for safety, and get a team together and go ahead and burn the undergrowth on the property to make the land a little healthier again. So you can see mostly what we've got here for our soil conditions is just sandy soil. This land has been used as cropland in the past, and most recently it was a cow pasture before we purchased it. So as one Fish and Wildlife game guy told me, basically every penny of the can has been taken out of the soil. So we're going to help try to restore the soil a little bit, bring it back to its natural state. And in Florida, fire and rain used to go hand in hand before people moved into Florida. And so we need more fire here to help clear the land and make it healthy again. So that's our number one goal, is to burn this over and do the prescribed burn. So Josh is out here helping me set a couple of posts so we can get the hose bibs mounted on them. And then we got the system tested out before we reburied it. Everything's working good. We got the water flowing. So now that all the piping's installed, we got all the fittings attached, everything's hooked to the well, we'll go ahead and cover this pipe back up, keep it safe. So the plow was a lot quicker than using my backhoe to set this in. You could see basically as quick as I could drive, we were digging a trench for this piping. The plow dug us down to about 14 inches deep, which is plenty deep for here. There isn't any frost we're gonna have to worry about, unlike in Alaska. We're not too worried about the cold weather freezing this pipe down here. And the box blade makes quick work of covering the trench back up. You just ride right down it and fill it back in, no problem. This is such soft soil. We don't have any rock or anything like that to worry about around here. Everything is just really lightweight sand, mostly sugar sand on the top. In fact, we had a truck driver here delivering a Connex, and they actually got stuck in our sugar sand and had to work their way out of it a little bit. So the ground can be real soft, especially where there's no plant life or vegetation to help firm it up. So let's share a little behind the scenes here to show you how I got some of these different shots. This is an Instacam X3. It's a 360-degree camera that I wire tied on a long selfie stick right to the back of the box blade. And then of course I've got my drone following us. So the drone's in like an automatic follow mode, and it did a great job of following right along and making sure I got these upper shots. And this is off the Instacam again. Then on the very front of the tractor is mounted my GoPro Hero 9. The GoPro is mounted off a flexible mount attached to the front of the cab, so that's where we get the bucket shots. So between the three cameras, I can cover all the different angles that we're shooting here. And the drone has really helped expand our shooting capabilities. Really makes for some nice shots. So we put in two hose connection posts here out in the field. This one is about 300 feet away from my well, and it's the furthest one away. Over the long term, I want to add a couple more hose bibs connections throughout the property, so we have easy access no matter what corner you're in, because our fence line's over 1,000 feet away from the house, and so if you don't have water there, especially if you're doing a fire or something, it could be a real danger. And if we get any gardens or creatures here in the long term that we want to water, it'll make life a lot simpler. So we're going to be installing a lot more water line around the property eventually. This is just the start, and I'll probably tie in the future ones to the end of this connection. So we had a 4-inch well installed when we originally bought the property, and a large pressure tank installed as well. That way we could be capable of doing agricultural watering, getting water out in the field wherever we needed it. We didn't want too small of a well because we knew there'd be a lot of infrastructure we'd have to support around the property as we started building out and started to add things on, especially when we get the gardens. And in the long term, we want to get some trees planted on this property. So we need lots of water to handle all these different needs. So from all of us here on the 40 Acre Homestead, this is Dana. Have a great one. We'll see you next time.